So there has been some speculation going on that GPT 4.5 has been rolled out in a stealth mode. In this video, I'm going to explain what exactly that means and why GPT 4.5 has been very likely released, and why OpenAI most likely won't admit to this for several reasons. What you're seeing on screen right now is a leak from OpenAI's website. Now, this screenshot shows GPT 4.5, GPT 4.5 64K, and GPT 4.5 with audio and speech capability. Now, the whole internet community is divided whether or not this screenshot is true. So in this video, I'm going to show you why it's most likely true that GPT 4.5 did likely get a stealth release. For those who don't know, stealth release is basically an update release in which they just randomly roll out the model to a small user base without explicitly announcing it. With stealth release of GPT 4.5, the OpenAI team could collect data on how the users are interacting with GPT 4.5 and see the kind of feedback it gets, and of course, from there they can do some kind of official release. Now, from past few days, I've been noticing tweets from people where they are saying that ChatGPT has suddenly gotten very good. For example, take a look at this tweet where this user says that ChatGPT 4 suddenly got very good again for some reason, after being unreliable and a little dull for weeks. Though this might be my favorite interaction. I asked it to create files for me. It insisted it could not. I told it to try. It did. And then look at the top code comment. So basically, upon getting insisted to create the code, ChatGPT actually wrote the code, and it also mentioned that the user insisted me on creating this. Now, what was also interesting was he tweeted this as well. Really good and really fast. It's almost like working with a more capable system night and day for both speed and answer quality. Now, this anonymous Twitter account is one of those few accounts that can be taken very seriously because this person does a lot of ChatGPT testing, so when you test a model every single day, you get really good at observing even the most minor changes in it. Then, of course, what was also interesting about this was this Twitter user directly asked Sam Altman about the release and said, "Is the GPT 4.5 leak legit or no?" And Sam Altman replied no under his tweet. So you might be thinking, no way, there's no way they released GPT 4.5. As Sam Altman said, it's not legit. But remember, the question that he's asking him is the GPT 4.5 leak legit or not? And of course, he's not actually answering the question whether or not they're denying the pricing screenshot of GPT 4.5. People are confused, and that is the key difference here. He's saying that the screenshot is probably fake, but he's not denying the fact that GPT 4.5 could be released in the coming months. Now, what's really interesting is that some people are saying that numerous ChatGPT Plus users are getting this response. People essentially ask ChatGPT the exact name of the model answering the question, and what is it named in the API? And it says, in the OpenAI API, the model answering your query is referred to as the GPT 4.5 Turbo. This is a variant of the GPT-4 model optimized for more efficient and rapid interactions. So it makes things pretty clear that OpenAI is certainly split testing GPT 4.5 between the user base. Maybe they've allocated 20 to 30% of the users on GPT-4's plan to an upgraded version just to test it stealthily. Because they actually did this with the previous version of ChatGPT Pro, they upgraded some people to GPT-4 and didn't say anything. And then, of course, they rolled out GPT-4 after a few weeks. Now, while we're connecting dots here, we have to take into account a tweet posted by Jimmy Apples a few days ago. For those who don't know, Jimmy Apples is an anonymous Twitter account, which has predicted the AI release of many large language models very accurately. Previously, he did manage to predict the release date of GPT-4 with 100% accuracy, and it was only after the model was released that people realized he tweeted about it. And then, of course, people started following this account. So Jimmy Apples recently tweeted that, "I'm more excited on some open source models coming out soon, but keep an eye out for a potential end of December GPT 4.5 drop and a new multimodal from Anthropic." So this is essentially giving us some information regarding GPT 4.5, and he was not the only one of the people that did this. In another tweet, while calling out Sam Altman, he tweeted, "What are you waiting for? Are you going to take the mitts off yet and release what you are sitting on, or keep drip feeding?" Now we move on to another Twitter handle with the alias Flowers from the Future. For those who don't know, this is a Twitter handle which predicted the exact release date of Google Gemini and some other language models. So this tweet coming from this account holds a lot of value. The tweet says, "The content of the screenshot seems to be largely correct, but none of my sources can currently verify whether it is a genuine draft." In another tweet, he said, "I don't know what to make of it. It could be a fake, but I'm not sure." No one I know has heard of this draft, which of course means nothing, but be careful lest you fall victim to a quick endorphin rush. And yes, I know some of you are using my account in the same way. So essentially what he is saying is that though this screenshot could be true, but don't essentially assume that it is true just because it's circulating everywhere on the internet. Now, if you remember OpenAI's first developer conference back in November, Sam Altman introduced a better version of GPT-4 and named it GPT-4 Turbo. Now, it is quite possible that OpenAI had first trained GPT 4.5, and then they used the output data from GPT 4.5 to train a smaller model called GPT 4 Turbo to test it with masses and use the feedback before actually launching GPT 4.5. Take a look at what Altman said.
Even though this is a developer conference, we can't resist making some improvements to ChatGPT. So a small one, ChatGPT now uses GPT 4 Turbo. With all the latest improvements, including the latest knowledge cutoff, which will continue to update, that's all live today. It can now browse the web when it needs to, write and run code, analyze data, take and generate images, and much more.
Now that's just a theory, but if you ask me, I don't think that this screenshot is actually real because as you can see that the screenshot mentions 3D capabilities, because I don't know if OpenAI has ever stated anything about 3D. They might be working on audio and vision sense, but I do believe that OpenAI has not released GPT 4.5 yet because they want to focus on super alignment. And secondly, if, for example, leakers like Jimmy Apples and Futurist Flower are consistently correct in their predictions, it does give them more credence and it does give them a little bit more power in terms of what they say, because now people are going to be looking for the leakers instead of OpenAI. So I'm pretty sure that OpenAI is just going to decline or answer anything regarding the leaks, because if they accept that the leaks are real, it would give more limelight to the leakers and things could get pretty messy before release. So overall, like I said, I don't think this screenshot is real, but I do believe that GPT 4.5 release is really close. Now, whenever OpenAI chooses to release this update, we know one thing for sure, that there was a subtle update to GPT-4 performance boost, and I'm pretty sure that it is GPT 4.5, and I'm pretty sure that they are split testing it right now. Also, it would be interesting to see how the community react to this release, because right now the community is kind of divided on this topic, but that's what OpenAI loves. They like to keep things vague. So, now you might be thinking about how do I get access to GPT 4.5, or how do I get to experience this update? Well, you gotta understand that it is not possible as it is a stealth release. You might get lucky and get upgraded to GPT 4.5, but outside that, there is no setting that you can go ahead and change to activate GPT 4.5. You just have to wait and see how the updates roll out over the next couple of months. So that's it for today. Hope you liked today's video. See you again next week with another video.